let me ask you this, is because I've had many of my relatives go through dementia, and friends, family, dementia, and Alzheimer's as well. Just from your own experience, why do you think a soul goes or goes is that's part of a soul's blueprint to go through a process where they are completely disconnected mentally from this world? Essentially, they are just in their own complete world, disconnected from loved ones and things like that. Why would you choose to do that if you believe in soul blueprints and that we're all here to learn lessons and so on?
Yeah. And I do believe that.
Good.
Honestly, I can say from the personal experience with my mother, but also as a clinician, because I'm a speech pathologist by background. So I've worked with many people who have Alzheimer's and dementia and cognitive disorders. What I can say is that it's not for the person going through it, it is not often as bad as we believe it is for them. Oftentimes the loved ones and family members that are coping with the changes in their loved one from the dementia are having a much harder time than the person who actually has the dementia, because we are missing how they used to be, how they used to express their personalities, how we used to connect with them. But the person who has it, and I know this from channeling many people while they are in their dementia, channeling their souls, their souls often report to me, they are feeling so much more free. They are no longer confined by these expectations of social, right? Of
Right.
social engagement and the requirements of specific rules and protocols of how we interact. They are, a lot of them, not all of them, but almost traveling while still being in the body, connecting in different ways, in deeper ways that we don't understand because we stay stuck mostly in our left side of our brain, our logic side. But when there is that type of shift and change in what's going on within the brain, you can have more access to the right side, which is the intuition, which is the spiritual connection, which is the creativity. So it's now my belief that having something of this nature, whether it's dementia or Alzheimer's or cognitive decline or disorder, is a way to experience a deeper connection to life and to
Really.
all that exists in life.
And it also could be part of the plan that they decided, listen, you guys need to go, my family, my soul family that's come down here, you guys have to go through this. So I'll take, this time I'm going to give that to you, as you know, as a loved one would come in and go, I'm going to love you more in this life than you've ever been loved before, because you've never had anyone to support and love you before. So I'll do that for you in this life. And in return, this might do this or that. Is that fair to say?
I think that can be the case in some situations, sure. I look at it really differently now than I used to. And my ability to channel has helped me to see it very differently. Sometimes people with dementia they look withdrawn, but
Mhm.
there's actually a lot more going on than we know or than we think. It's just not able to be perceived by us as we are observing them from the outside. You'd have to be really on the inside to see what's occurring. But through the channeling, I've learned that there's a presence that they are able to connect with
Mhm.
more easily, perhaps, through the experience of dementia than they would without it.
And so can you explain to the audience, what is your channeling process? Does it weaken you? Does it energize you? Do you go
Mm.
full trance? Do you come in and out? How is your process?
So I am what is known as a conscious channel. So I'm not in a trance state in that I'm not aware of what's going on. I'm very, very aware. There isn't anything that comes into my physical body that kind of overtakes anything. Instead, I am connecting through imagery, through communication, through a level of understanding that comes through language. And so a client will ask me a question, Perhaps it's something about that they want to know about their life. So I will tune into their own soul, their higher self. I'll close my eyes. I will open the field of energy to receive what their soul wants to communicate. It comes through language. It is very energizing to me. Channeling for me is one of my favorite things to do, favorite places to be. It lets me be free and open, and it's joyful. Very, very rarely do I feel heavy afterwards. That's only if I've channeled for too long without great self-care. But I know how to do great self-care. So I make sure that I schedule my sessions in a way where I am replenishing my energy, but I always feel energized by it.
What is a long session for you?
Well, I once channeled for 50 people in a group, all 50. I will never do that again. That was
That's
that
rough.
was a bit extreme, but that was in the beginning of my career as a channel, and that's how we learn, through trying what doesn't work. That took me out for a couple weeks. I just did not feel balanced energetically for at least a couple weeks after that.
And you also weren't as primed as you are now. Your nervous system, your body itself you've built up a resistance, if you will, or a priming, if you will, to be able to get this kind of energy. If not, you could blow a gasket. Like it sounds like you kind of almost did, if not really worn down the battery at that point.
There are a lot of people in this line of work who do get worn out by it. Yeah. And then you can have physical ailments as a result of it. So I try to be really mindful of what is all the components of me needing at any point in time: my physical, my emotional, my relationships, my family, keeping things in perspective and taking breaks when I need to. And something that is challenging is saying no. I think that's challenging for a lot of people. And I might even say women, specifically, women identified. But so saying no is important. That's a part of self-care. And when I require myself to channel, when I am not feeling robust energetically, the channeling I feel suffers.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So in this session, I wanted to come back and talk about a few subjects that I think the audience would be really interested in, because your specialty is spirit guides and channeling spirit guides, but also wanted to talk a little bit about the afterlife, reincarnation, and specifically spirit guides and how we can connect to them and so on. So whenever you're ready, we can have how do you jump in and out? Do you jump in and out? Or am I going to see you again for the next hour, or or are you going to be
Yeah.
gone?
No, with conscious channeling, it's me. It's all me. I'm here. I know what's coming through, what's happening. I'm
Got
seeing
it.
things, sensing things. And then when the message is complete, I open my eyes and then I can explain things further. If there are questions or anything that's unclear, I'm able to process that. So yes, I go in and out of it, but it's just me. It's just basically listening, and you might think of it almost as a way of thinking, except I'm not using the thinking mind. I'm using the sensing and receptive part of my brain, which again is the right hemisphere.
To watch the full video, click on the link below, and don't forget to subscribe.